Hey guys, Dave from Timber Time Outdoors. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about this green machine right here and why we switched from a Land Pride drill to a Genesis drill. So stay with us. All right guys, let's jump right into it. Hey, first of all, an apology here. I forgot my tripod. So we're going selfie mode for this one. I will be as short and as brief as I can, but I want to pass on some information that we've learned, particularly in the last 5 years, but you know, we have about 13 or 14 years of experience with food plots. So if you're watching this video, I suspect you've tried broadcasting, you had limited success. You're now in the market for a drill. You're going to take the big plunge. You got the tractor and you're ready for the drill. So I'm going to tell you my story, my history, what my brother and I have learned with the Land Pride products, and now what we have here at the Genesis, and particularly how they relate to no-till planting. So again, assume you're watching this to learn a little bit about no-till. We've got years of experience on that, a lot of failures that I'll try to share. So I'll be brief, so let's jump right into it here. Okay, first things first. Why did we even buy a Land Pride to begin with? And there's a pretty simple answer. There's actually two reasons, but the simple answer is Land Pride is easy to buy when you're buying a Kubota. They had incredible financing, and that was really the main reason. You know, we said, hey, can we just throw it into the, you know, the Kubota financing? And is it a good drill? The research that I did said, yep, it's a great drill. And I would say it is a very great drill, but it isn't a great drill for our situation. And I'll go into that a little bit more later on in the video on why the Land Pride just doesn't work on this particular property. And I want to just say, you know, I'm not bashing Land Pride. I like Land Pride products. And we did get stuff to grow, but there was one thing that it was causing a problem, and I'll share that here at the end. But I want to jump into the Genesis and some of the features first, then we'll circle back. Okay, no more selfie mode. This is the Genesis 5. Tons and tons of videos on this. You know, it's featured on all the big channels. One thing I want to point out here is these wheels down here. Okay, I'm going to talk about why they work so much better than the Land Pride. Just pay attention. There's a lot of wheels, a lot of surface area there. This thing is built like a tank. It is pretty darn heavy. Both drills can be lifted by this tractor. This is a Kubota 5800. And I won't go into all the, see if I find the number for you. There you go. 5800, it's a few years old now. You know, it's got an incredible loader on it, but the 3-point is a little limited in its ability to lift. And so, you know, it's pretty much maxed out. I think we struggle with getting seed in here. You know, sometimes we have to put half the seed. So both are heavy. This one's got 2 seed boxes. Our old one had 2 seed boxes. So they're set up really the same way. They're both no-till planters. They both have front coulters there. Okay, and then it's got the middle part where the seeds drop in. You know, the only comment I can say is that the metal on this thing is thicker. It is a beast. This is the heavy-duty version. Just a fantastic machine, and the Land Pride was too. Again, not bashing the Land Pride. Oh, can't get this open. Heavy. Oh, it is open. There we go. You look inside. Got nice shocks. Actually, this is a lot nicer on this one than the Land Pride. Our Land Pride lid used to flip right over. You know, so if I had to say is one better than the other from a quality perspective, this is just thicker metal. And, you know, that might translate into long-term durability. Okay, so that's the Land Pride drill. There's all kinds of stats on it. The drive wheel's over here. Okay, so let's get into why we switched and the big reason that the Land Pride just didn't work for us. Okay, so if you've watched the 8 billion videos on YouTube about no-till, you understand that the most important part about no-till is to build up thatch or duff. Okay, so that stuff starts to decay, you grow worms, you grow deer, blah, blah, blah. That is the key. And for some reason, we were struggling to get that duff to build up. And what we noticed last year is that the land pride was actually kind of plowing it under. And you know, I'll try to put a picture up on the screen here. Can't talk this today. Put a picture up on the screen of what those front coulters look like. They have kind of a wavy shape to them. And we have super sandy soil, guys. So when that thing starts to get into some sand, it basically works like a plow. It starts dragging the grass under, and we ended up with these little furrows. The other thing that was, it was wrecking our duff or our thatch. So we weren't getting the no-till. We weren't getting that layer that protects the soil, keeps the moisture in, right? That's the whole point of no-till. Now, if you have different soil, if you have more clay or, you know, better soil, the land pride's gonna work just fine for you. In fact, it might work really well. Those slits might dig in, cut through the thatch really well for you. But for us, with sandy soil, the land pride was actually working against us and just, you know, basically erasing the stuff that was, you know, getting rye to grow. And yeah, so you get the point there. So I want to show you the coulters on this one again. And they're a little bit different. All right, so here's the coulters. And you can see that they are, it's really hard to get in here. They're just straight slits. And it makes all the difference in the world not to have that wavy shape. That wavy shape was, again, dragging things under the ground where this doesn't, just cuts it. And the other thing that's working for us here, I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, is this thing right here. It floats better. So even though this thing's, you know, heavy, you've got more flotation, and so it doesn't sink into the sand. It doesn't plant it too deep. You actually have some very nice controls on here when it comes to seed depth. And so those were the two reasons, you know, why we switched. Was one, it was wrecking all our no-till thatch, and in some cases it was planting too deep. Okay guys, short video, wrapping things up here. Again, land pride, very good, just wasn't good for our situation. Here we are, you know, getting ready to plant in August and giving the Genesis a try here. You know, we planted this spring. We ended up getting a, you know, terrible drought. That's actually been our biggest problem, is droughts. We get sandy soil and we get a drought, it struggles. And again, try to do no-till, trying to build it up. Hopefully this machine is going to work a lot better, so we'll do some more videos in the coming years. But that's why we switched. Both are great machines. You guys have a good one. Remember, everybody, keep it in the timber. Bye-bye.